What is going on, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I'm starting up the channel. Oh no, Roster, what's going on? It's not highlighting your name. Uh-oh. But let's say hey to everybody in chat. What's going on, Lo-Fi? What's going on, Roster? What's going on, Ambi? What's going on, Jeff Janek? Here we go. I think that's how Jeff you say it. It looks like YouTube. Actually, only if capitalization is perfect. AV is good. Thank you both, Rouster and Ambi. And I just want to say thank you to all the moderators. So I do want to make a point. I want to put this out. I think it goes without saying, but I don't think I've ever said it. What's up, Sanchez? And that is that, this channel is really just about community, building community, talking to people. It's not about me trying to find like a hookup, despite what some people may think. It's not really about anything other than about community. And with that, it also goes about respecting community members. Like there could be like disagreements in chat, but when there's a personal attack on someone or harassment of someone for whatever that is, whether that's how they identify, whether that's just like who they are, or just name calling, it won't be tolerated, right? So I think, but my moderators all are people who I've gamed with, who I know in real life, who I've talked to many times. They have the discretion to definitely block someone, to time them out, to delete their comments, and ultimately, if they deem fit, to basically block someone from the entire channel. And so we talk about it after the shows many times, before the shows, about what is acceptable, what's not acceptable, and they have my full backing on their decision making. So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't think it has to go without saying. A lot of y'all are content creators yourself, so you kind of know how it goes. It is what it is. But with that said, I got to put it out there just because, just to set the record straight. But with that said, what's going on, Obi? What's going on, Wit? What's going on, Ray? Vet Cloud Gaming. Hey, Joe, how are you? How's everybody's going? What's a content creator? Yeah, I don't know exactly. I guess someone who just comes on here and makes content. So I just wanted to put that out there, to set that straight. But with that said, and so that's setting the record straight part of the title. What is going on, Purple? Nothing's going on, Sanchez, just enjoying the time. Just enjoying the time. And this is going to be a pretty cool show because I have a lot of games I want to talk about. When I say a lot, I think it's like 6 or 7. 6 or 7 different games. I also want to talk about, I always wanted to make this channel about gaming and business. And I do want to highlight a gaming company that I don't think gets enough credit. But definitely they've been doing the right thing over the last 10 years. And you're starting to see the fruits of that really pay off. Probably since the beginning of that 10-year period, but I really want to shine a light on them and get excited about some of their games. As y'all know, I am super excited about No Rest for the Wicked. So hopefully y'all caught that in-depth showcase that happened last Friday. And if y'all want to talk more about No Rest for the Wicked, no problem. We can definitely talk about that. But for sure, I want to kick this show off, and we're gonna build. We're gonna build. So last week, y'all saw that we had It's Joe, who's in chat right now, game content creator, not a YouTube content creator, a game content creator, game creator, I guess I should say, talked about his game and showcased his game. We had another content creator on the show before, a Shades of Purple alumni, who also had a game launch or just had a trailer launch not too long ago. And I want to highlight that and showcase that because she's a dear friend to not only the show, but to me personally. And so without further ado, we're going to show our first trailer. So this is going to be a lot of trailers and me talking about games. But yeah, so our first trailer that I want to show, and you'll kind of know why in the first few seconds why I'm showing it, and we'll talk a little bit about it. But the first trailer I want to show is this. All right, hope you all enjoy this, and yeah, see you after the trailer. Creatures of Ava. So I know a lot of people probably saw that yesterday, but why I'm super excited, you may have saw it in the first few seconds, I kind of gave it away there. But yeah, Rihanna Pratchett helped on the narration or on the storytelling for that game. If you can recall, back in 2022, so about roughly 18 months ago, Rihanna came on the show, spent some time with us, talked about writing Tomb Raider. If y'all did not know from Stadia days, she also she was the lead writer on Lost Words. Just super cool person Rihanna is. And if you didn't know her dad is Sir Terry Pratchett. Yes, that's Sir Terry Pratchett. She comes from a very good genes when it comes to writing. And as always, she's spent time with us. I may bring her back. She's asked to come back a couple of times. But yeah, I want to just really, shout that out. We're going to shout out all the game creators that come on the show and support everybody, right? Because this channel's really about the community and so forth. I don't know if it's a Paul World type of game roster. I think it may, some people are saying that it definitely has a musical element to it. I think there's a story. There's obviously Rihanna's in it. You bring like a heavyweight writer in Rihanna. So if y'all did not know, Rihanna won the award for Rise of the Tomb Raider. She wrote that and the original Tomb Raider. So when you bring in a heavyweight writer, and she definitely is a heavyweight when it comes to game writing, such as Rihanna, you're gonna have some story to it. So I think for me, what it reminded me a little bit of was Kina, Bridge of Spirits. I think that's kind of like the music and the art style and the animals and yeah. So I think it reminded me more of Kina than anything as far as the mood it put me in. But yeah, I mean, it's coming to Game Pass. It's gonna be Xbox exclusive. I don't know. I think I saw that. I think it'll be on Steam as well, but for sure Xbox was part of that. So, yeah, if that's something that floats your boat, definitely look that game up. It looks to be a pretty solid one when we talk about if that's the type of game you really like. With that said, we got a lot of we got a lot of them today, a lot of different videos, and so the next one I want to show is this game dropped today on consoles. Okay, so I kind of gave it away there. It's a game that I think brought me to tears and Lo-Fi. I know for a fact Lo-Fi cried during this game. And part of this franchise. And so I do want to showcase this one as it kind of fell under the radar. I was waiting for this to go on console. And hey, Crow, what's going on? Since you're security, I come in. Hey, Mr. Irvin. Hey, Irvin. It's a win in my book. Of course, Joe. And Joe, you definitely would know as you're an indie dev yourself. So with that said, here goes another game that kind of gives you indie feels, but it's coming from a pretty big company. And I've been really loving one of the games they've done recently. It's actually been the game I've been playing, but I don't want to ruin it. But this game was also, the franchise was on Stadia tier. I feel like this would have made it to Stadia as well. But here it is, my next game. I actually purchased this today. It just landed on consoles today, so that's a key. Landed on consoles today, but here it is. One of my favorites as far as storytelling as well.
Dive into the stories of these valiant hearts. Discover new characters and reconnect with familiar ones through cruel hardships. Through thrilling adventure. And through unwavering hope. It is time to bring them home. Available now. But these are not the... Play both Valiant Hearts games with the collection.
That is it, Valiant Hearts coming home. So I was a huge fan of the first one for a couple of reasons. Y'all know Ubisoft does an amazing job when it tells being historically accurate. Obviously, it's this historical fiction. I thought it was a really cool game design. It's really a short game, like, maybe 4 to 6 hours, depending on how you play. Could be even longer. Some platforming elements, some puzzle elements, but it tells a story. And if you haven't played the first one, it actually tells a story I did not think was going to turn the way it did. And yeah, I don't want to ruin that for you if you haven't, but I definitely think it's worth picking up. And this one, Coming Home, tells the story of the Harlem Hellcats, which was a real World War I division, Army division, made of Harlem soldiers from Harlem, New York, out of Manhattan, an all-black unit, and tells the story of them. And so I think Ubisoft does an amazing job with that. As Rudix would say, chef's kiss. I think this one is definitely that. So I purchased that today. Probably obviously could have got it on sale eventually, but I just want to really applaud that team for telling that story. And like I said, it is a good story. If you have not played the first one, sure, maybe it's not your type of game, and I totally get it. But for a lot of you, it's a game you can take at your own pace. It's a game that I think you can get into a flow state, and yeah, it's just a really cool game, and like I said, it does tell a very solid historical narrative, and both of them do that. And so it's something I would definitely highly, highly recommend. Just as the First World War, the first Great War, as they say, was actually it kind of gets overlooked a lot of times by World War II, but there's a lot of lessons learned from World War One, immensely. Hey, Murder, how are you? Murder Man, Ellis Trey Gaming. I know, Cowboy doesn't like to say Murder Man, but I'll say it. But yeah, so. Uh, so I would definitely say go get it. It landed on console today. Obviously, you could have played it on what was it, Netflix gaming for the last year. I didn't want to, I wanted to play it on console. So whether it's a mobile game or not, I like story-driven games. That game cannot say enough about that studio. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the same studio that just released Prince of Persia, which I am loving, by the way. So I'm still in the first world. So I think both Crow and Rouser played that one. Still playing that, but I love it a lot. And yeah, so that's Valiant Hearts. Murder or Ellis, I'll just say Ellis, you should maybe pick it. Like, it's not obviously it's not a first person shooter or anything, but if you like history, I would go just sit down. It's a short game. You can get the first one on sale. You get the first one, I believe, on Game Pass, or I believe it's on Game Pass. It used to be on Game Pass. If not, it's on PS Plus now. You can get the first one on one of those. And then, like I said, the Harlem Hellcats, actually a very historical unit. And if you know anything about the Red Summer of the summers between 1918 and 1923, a lot of racial upheaval. A lot of it, Harlem Hellcats kind of like tells the story a little bit of that. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy that. So I told you it's going to be a lot of games. I'm going to talk about some game companies, and then I do want to bring up a couple of different game news articles, and then whoever wants to come in, whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. Doesn't have to be what I talk about. It could be whatever you want to talk about, and I truly mean whatever you want to talk about. All right. So with that said, I'm going to go to another game. Like I said, I wanted to there's a lot of games I think a lot of people just talk about the news or talk about console warring, which I think there's a place for all that. But I think there's really a lot of cool games out there right now and on the horizon. And some of these games, some, not all, actually have to do with not necessarily gaming IP, but book IP and movie IP. So I got a game for y'all. If you're loving what is the current blockbuster in the movie theaters, I am super excited to say you can actually pick this game up right now, especially if you're a real-time strategy type of player. This might be for you. And if you like this certain movie, I guess it's a book IP that's a movie IP. And if you like Zendaya like I do, you may like this game. But don't worry, I may have another one just for you if this one doesn't scratch that itch. So first, let's get to this one.
This is Arrakis, a world of sand and death, brimming with terrible dangers, only matched by the resources and secrets it holds. Of these resources, none is more precious and coveted than the spice. But whatever you hope you'll find here, you cannot be prepared for what's waiting for you. First, you'll need to survive. Then, try to understand the land. Rally local villages or force them into submission. Use them as outposts to develop your infrastructure. And set up the vital spice harvesting process. Then build a solid foothold to start your conquest. You will have to fight to defend what you have and take what you need. Or rely on your cunning to achieve your goals through the arts of subterfuge.
Ah! I accidentally canceled it out. Either way, I didn't mean to do that. I had like 20 more seconds so you can see the name. That is Dune Spice World. Dune Spice World. So the movie I was talking about, Dune, there's a tie-in to Dune. So real-time strategy, as you can see, it's more strategy, it's not super high-paced. But if you want to get a little bit more of the backstory, get a little bit more into Arrakis, then definitely check that out. It's on Game Pass right now. It's a coincidence that they launched it right when Dune was launching? I think not. But yeah, Dune Spice Road, if you like strategy games, go for it. And if you like Dune, why not? But maybe you're like Purple. I don't like real-time strategies. It was boring. Maybe you're someone like, I want to survive Iraqis. Then okay, I think I may have something for you too. All right, checking this out, and then I'll tell you why I show both of those.
Arrakis is a test. Few survive it. Arrakis is a test. Few survive it. But the humans that do awaken.
Dune Awakening. So you can go try out the demo now if you want to look into that. And yeah, Ellis, I think it is super cool. Like, if you're someone who really likes Dune, right? I shouldn't even say if you're someone who likes Dune. Maybe you want a different spin on your survival type of game. I highly advise just check it out. It's a demo. You can go do it now. If it floats your boat, way to go. If it doesn't, hey, it was a demo. Definitely go support them out. I think it's pretty cool because Dune is definitely a sci-fi book that just I think kind of like flew under the radar there for a few decades. Maybe, I don't know, like had a sci-fi release like on the Sci-Fi Channel at the old movie, which I know Simpleton is a huge fan of because of his post, and I think a few of y'all already have seen the most recent Dune. I have not. Too many people at the theater. I don't like that many people. So I'm kind of waiting for a few more weeks to actually go see it. But yeah, if you're into Dune, obviously I'm all about just really people trying to do something with some IP, trying to put you in that position. So the first game was, Ellis, you said Age of Empires. I think I would go with Civilizations. But yeah, it's one of those kind of real-time strategy games. Second one is really more of a survival type of game, and you're building things, you're traversing the desert planet, you're doing Dune stuff. So yeah, I wonder what a Dune game would look like in VR. Like, I think that would be kind of cool the more I think about it. I only know Doom. Doom and Dune. Am I saying, I may be, y'all know I can't pronounce words, right? But I've always, really? Ellis, you haven't seen the movie? I would say if you get a chance, it might be worth go checking out. The book is also pretty solid, but yeah, I would start going to check it out. We banned me from VR. Oh no. Well, they had it in VR, but I don't think they made it. So yeah. So that is Dune. Dune. And all right. So yeah, I think that brings me to the last Nope. I have a couple more. But this next one, I said I was going to show it last time. I want to show it this time. Y'all want to know what I am going to be playing next Tuesday? What I've been playing currently. I still can't beat the demo version of this. And I want to talk about this because I'm actually going to probably spend a second talking about this afterwards because I've played the demo probably a solid 3 hours now. And I'm super excited for it. So without further ado, if y'all know it, well, I know my favorite NES games is, you'll know what this game is. If you heard me last week, you'll know what this game is. But yes, I want to talk about this. You can go download the demo right now. It's coming out next week. Super excited. Let's go back in time.
A terrorist group called Red Falcon has set up shop on the main island of Galuga. The Red Falcon are more powerful than we realized. It's clear why the Federation enlisted our EMC Contra unit.
Looks like break time's over. Lock and load. Hell yeah, brother.
Miss anything? Hands on the spread shot. Let's get to work.
Pardon me, boys. Let's make some noise. And what did we learn? Growing up?
I have no choice. I'll avenge my people. Come, my friends.
Need another hand? I should have known Contra had arrived when the entire jungle caught fire.
Proceeding as ordered. Neutralized. Success.
Contra, the Earth Marine Corps' finest.
Roger that. Cavalry's here.
Heads up!
Let's go!
Contra, Operation Galuga.
Contra. Is that so?
Up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, select, start! If you know what it is, you know what it is! Contra, yes, you already know. Let me tell y'all, so I recently started playing, so I downloaded the game maybe 2 months ago, and because you can go play this, it is local co-op. So if it's not online co-op, it is local co-op. So if you have someone to play with, highly advise it, but if you don't, it's still super fun. So what they did is they brought back the original soundtrack and they put it in an orchestra form. So if you like soundtracks like I do, you're gonna like that. If you want that local co-op, if you have someone to play with, whether maybe it's a date night, maybe it's something else, it is definitely high pace. It is super cool, super fun. The background is kind of that 2.5D background, where there's stuff going on in the background, I guess I should say, that have nothing to do with the game, but it's super cool because it's like they just took the old game, they up-leveled it. Obviously it's not the same bosses, it's not even the same, it's kind of the same layout. So if you played the old one, you're gonna remember some of the level design, I should say, but it's just super fun to play. I did not realize how much Contra is a platformer. So if you like platformers, you may like it. If you like just shooting, twin stick shooters, you'll like it. If you like something that's fast paced, doesn't take itself too serious, you'll like it. If you're someone who played the first one and you enjoyed the first one, you'll like it. If you're someone who wants something new, something simple, something a little bit more bite sized, something kind of fun, you'll like it. If you like the arcadey type of shooters, you're gonna like it. I cannot talk enough about it. I've had fun with it. If you don't want to take my word for it, go download it. It's been a really solid game for me and my enjoyment. So I just want to pass that on to you. But with that said, it is going live, I believe. Oh, that's really weird. I hear like some rumbling upstairs. It's going to go live on either Monday or Tuesday of this week coming up. Yes, that Monday or Tuesday. So if you haven't noticed, I've been trying to show you all games that are more recent, that are coming out relatively soon, things that have been announced. Because I think it's time to. It's really getting. Some people have said, "Hey, there's no games coming out," or "Hey, I'm kind of down." I've kind of tried to show a mixture of different types of games right now. And I do have another trailer, but I'm going to wait here for a little bit before I show that one. Are they playing Sunset Overdrive? They're playing something. I don't know. I can hear it. It's loud. It's rumbling. I'm like, what the heck is that? But yeah, so I think we're going to now take this opportunity to kind of turn the show, kind of pivot the show into a more business side of things. So yeah, I did this segment like a couple of months ago where I talked about the gaming industry. I talk about like investing. I talk about using your own knowledge to maybe better your own self if you have some money laying around. Obviously, this is not investing advice, but this is something that I look at as someone who has done a lot of investing. Someone who probably I don't look at companies like that right now in my day-to-day, but this is like what I consider myself a value investor, and I can probably explain that if y'all want to know what that is, but that's what I consider myself. And game companies, you're like, well, game companies are kind of entertainment, they're not really value, which is true. Normally value companies are not game companies. However, value companies, or value investors, I should say, look for companies that have like solid management, solid growth, kind of industry leading, always willing, can balance between taking risk and staying back, and have a track record of success. And so you're like, that's not too many game companies, right? Because some game companies, they like to stick with what they do all the time, and then they get stuck there, right? EA, for example. Some game companies, they take all day to come out with a game. There's nothing really in between except some fodder stuff. And so you're like, I don't know about that. Take-Two, for example. Some game companies don't even really make that much money. But they can hide it based upon the other money the company brings out. This is probably where we would put Xbox and maybe PlayStation to a degree. But there's some game companies that are truly doing a really, really good job in gaming. And it's for these types of companies that if you wanted to compare yourself to them, or you wanted to see what is going on with the industry, if you wanted to know which company has their pulse on the market where gaming is going, because these are the companies that stay successful year in, year out, I have one for you. And if you think I'm going to talk about Nintendo right now, maybe in a little bit, but not right now. This is a company that I really, really admire. And I think they did something really, really cool most recently. So without further ado, let me show you who that company is. Let me see if y'all can think of who it is, but who that company is. And I'm going to show it to you. So here it is. Here it is. What? Did you steal it? Did you steal it, Ellis? Yes, it's Capcom. I want to show you something right now. And I'm really excited about what they've done here. So obviously, this news came out last week. It's or earlier this week. It's super cool to see that. And why I'm bringing this up is because if you notice what I said, value investing is about finding those companies that have a track record of success, that has good management, that has good principles, that really balances not only what's successful, but is able to take risk with what is potentially innovation. Capcom has knocked it out the park on all of those metrics. Not only that, but Capcom has done something that a lot of companies have not done over the last 10 years. Over the last 10 years, Capcom has actually increased their operating income year over year. Let me say that again. Capcom has increased their operating income year over year. All right. So what that technically means, that doesn't mean like they had a lot of revenue, increased revenue, right? That doesn't mean they just cut costs. That means that they really brought those two together. Revenue minus cost equals income. And they've done that successfully 10 years in a row. If you remember when in Stadia days, Capcom was making investments into cloud gaming. If you don't already know, Capcom has one of the deepest IP libraries. We're talking Street Fighter, we're talking Devil May Cry, we're talking Resident Evil, we're talking Monster Hunter, we're talking a lot of different IPs. So they have rich IP, right? We're talking not only do they partner with one company sometimes, right? They have select deals with certain companies, and we're going to see that here in a second, but they're able to build out for multiple platforms. So you may recall about roughly 18 months ago, Capcom really made a solid pivot for being traditionally a arcade and console type of company. Capcom made the move to start supporting PC. And they were one of the first console gaming companies that did that. So that let me see. And most of them won't do it purple. Yeah, they can't. It's the one. The bottom line is too important. But that's the thing. Capcom does. And what I really like about it is what I'm showing you up there right now. This needs to be applauded. As much as we talk about layoffs, as much as we talk about company cultures and whatever they're doing, this matters. Everybody here who's worked for someone who has aspirations to work to open their own job hopes they can do this, right? You want to reward your employees. You want to show loyalty, and if you work for someone, you want the company to show loyalty to you. This is how you do that, right? You don't necessarily do it through share buybacks. You don't necessarily do it through giving a dividend. Yes, those are possible. You don't necessarily do it by like, hey, we have a lot of cash, let's just go buy a company, right? What I think it's not done enough, and that is investing in your employees, right? This is really cool. Now, granted, I'm not going to say where their starting salaries were, but this is a strategy that actually started a few years back. So Capcom made a commitment to invest in their human capital, their human resources. You can read all about it. They invested in learning and upskilling their training. They're invested in trying to retain them because, and I think they're hitting this like this is not just for gaming. Many businesses could learn this lesson, especially in today's climate. Loyalty is if you have loyal employees, that, in my opinion, is going to take you to the next level, right? Before, if you just had you just opened up your sales. So like a lot of these tech companies that have huge successful companies, they maybe weren't necessarily successful for their culture. They just were the right place at the right time, which is success a lot of the times. But it takes another type of company, another type of leader that says, you know what? We want to keep the same teams together. We think great innovation comes from great teams, comes from when people feel like they can belong to a team. And I want to just emphasize that again. I want to champion that. I don't want to just talk about layoffs. I don't want to just talk about bottom lines. I want to talk about the things that really moves the needle. And so why I'm excited about this is because what did I say? Capcom has increased their profit and their operating income year over year for the last 10 years. Could they have given that to shareholders? Yes. Could they have given that to, big paychecks for their top execs? Yes. And have they? Potentially. But this is super cool, right? 5% increase for everybody, especially right now where that's not necessarily happening. Because if you didn't know, a lot of times your salary is not associated with inflation. It's actually associated with the cost of labor in your market. So 5% increase is huge. 28% increase for new graduate hires. 28%. That is super cool. And so I already talked about some of the stuff that's coming out, but now why am I, some of the IP that they had? But if you've been following the news, and why I think this is probably a good investment target, if you can't see, I'm already super excited about their leadership. If you can't see, I like the track record of success. If you can't see, I like that they have a lot of IP that they're trying to actively mine. If you can't tell, I'm super liking the fact that they're trying to expand to different markets, not just console, but also PC. What you think about when you're investing is what is coming next. And what is coming in roughly 2 weeks. Some people are saying it's going to be a Game of the Year contender. But yes, Dragon Dogma 2 coming out. It's Capcom. I think should be no surprise why this game is looking the way it does. I think it has a lot to do with that they're able to work like a much smaller company because they're really building that amazing culture within the company. And so Dragon Dogma 2, when you're kind of thinking about like, hey, what's going to move the needle for them next? What are they coming out with next? You want to see like, wow, they have a bang, especially in the gaming industry, they have a banger on the forefront. On top of that, what did they have last year? They had the Game of the Year for fighting games in Street Fighter 6, right? And they're even actively exploring how can they have an esports relationships with their IP. But with that said, it doesn't end there. Like I said, I am super excited for them for multiple reasons. And this is one of them. All right, so I told you I have one more game to show. I definitely want to show it because I think it looks pretty cool. So coming later this year to a console or PC near you, as well as cloud gaming, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see it. So that's it. Path of the Goddess. Let me cut full screen. Let me take this off. Path of the Goddess coming out later this year. If you did not see that, you can get it on Game Pass. So, like, for y'all who say I hate on Microsoft, I am showing you. I showed you 3 games coming to Game Pass if they're not already on it. but yeah, it's coming to Game Pass, but it's also coming to consoles. I would expect it to be on Switch too, not on this Switch. Obviously, it looks amazing as far as the color, as far as the brightness. It looks like it's somewhat of a hack and slash type of game. It's a new IP coming out from them. So again, when you're looking at investing, when you're looking at companies, you want to see that. What do they have coming down the pipeline? And like I said, Dragon Dogma 2 is right out in front, but you have this game coming out a little bit later. And you can already assume they probably have a couple more coming, right? You probably have another Monster Hunter, maybe somewhere down there. You have some IP that's going to probably be able to make it to the big screen. You have to continue to mine what they already have. That is what you want to see in a game company, right? You want to see them being able to maintain their teams. Y'all want to know why I get upset with Microsoft a lot of times, or not really Microsoft, yeah, Microsoft. But unfortunately, when you buy companies like Xbox does, it's really hard to maintain that same team, the same team culture, the same everything, right? So when a big company like Capcom, even though they're not nearly as big as like a Microsoft, a Sony, a Nintendo, a Take-Two, they're still relatively large when it comes to gaming companies. They're able to still maintain that kind of inclusive culture, and I just cannot I say enough about it and how much I'm looking forward to them doing more. So in my opinion, not only has Capcom really done really well for this previous 10 years, but I think the next 10 years they're going to do increasingly well. And not only have they rewarded their employees, but I think they're also going to reward their investors. So if you wanted a company to invest in, to cheer for, to like just get excited about, Capcom is that one for this time. All right, I think I said enough. I think I said enough. Y'all get what I'm saying. So yeah, so that is that news. The last thing I wanted to talk about, and this came up on Cowboy, the King of Entertainment show. Okay, with Cowboy, we talked a lot about, it was a segment, how FCAT does it. He brings up a topic and it's somewhat controversial. FCAT brought up an interesting topic this last week. And that topic was something about woke in gaming, and I don't really like to talk about wokeness in gaming, but I do want to draw a comparison between how a topic in the United States is talked about and a topic in another part of the world is talked about. Both deal with sensitivities and both have historical relevance and context to it. So let me show this. All right. Here we go. All right. Team Ninja Rise of Ronin won't release in Korea, Sony confirmed. So if you did not know, Rise of Ronin is coming out on that magical day of March 22nd. And we're going to mention why March 22nd is so important in gaming this year. But yeah, it's coming out in March 22nd. And why I wanted to bring this up really quick, and we can talk about this a little bit more, is simple. So if you haven't been following this story, Rise of Ronin, super cool, a lot of historical accuracies. But recently, one of the developers, one of the main developers of the game, head developers, had a lot of praise for their historical accuracy, but not just their historical accuracy, but a certain Japanese philosopher. Unfortunately, not everyone around the world has that same opinion about said Japanese philosopher. If you're not aware, Korea was a colony of Japan at one time. Not only was it a colony, but it was a brutal colonization of Korea. Unfortunately, if you don't know the history of Korea, between China and Japan, Korea has just had it rough the last 5 centuries, let's just say it like that. And unfortunately, Japan did some pretty horrible stuff to Korea. This philosopher from Japan was a pretty big advocate for that. So if you cannot tell, Koreans were really not super excited about hearing about this. Once they heard about this, they immediately petitioned. Sony has said that they had no plans to release the game in Japan and has made it set so that they've said, look, we never intended it to. We understand the historical context to it. We're just going to put this nail in the coffin and say it's not going to Korea. Okay? What does this sound like to y'all, right? and we talk about this a lot, and I don't like to bring up political topics to this channel that much. But this is kind of the same, similar type of situation that we see in many different parts of the world, especially the United States. We have two groups of people who have some kind of historical context, some historical suffering going on at the hands of one over the other, and there is some type of outcry when the oppressed is championed. Unlike in Japan and Korea, where Japan and Sony particularly noticed the sensitivities and cultural sensitivities and just said, hey, we're going to shut it down. We're going to pull it off the market in your industry. The United States, it becomes a whole political topic. It becomes, oh, this is woke gaming. It creates this division in gaming. And I'm not saying people don't have the right to that opinion. What I am saying, though, is I think the way we go about these conversations is automatically to shut down the conversation, to not even acknowledge what is being said from either side. And I think it does speak volumes about where the United States is currently and where other parts of the world. Obviously, this is probably not the best example, right? Sony is like not apologizing for colonizing Korea. Sony is not doing a lot of things. But Sony is acknowledging at least that, hey, we understand that this is pretty bad. As we're in this country, we recently had something about woke gaming, and we like to blame everything on the woke culture, and we like to say everything about, oh, you shouldn't be able to write this or say that. To me, this happens a lot of places all around the world throughout history. It's not something new. I, for one, would rather have a conversation about why people feel the way they feel, how we can move forward, not burying the experiences or the trauma and even or the viewpoints of someone, but really, just taking it head on and seeing what we can do better next time. And I thought this was a really interesting article to do that because this is very similar to what we see in the West, but you don't hear social warrior or extreme conservative or woke or any other political term that's being thrown out there. You see an acknowledgement from one side to the other, and I think that should at least be somewhat called out, especially in our own country, and why that's probably not healthy to consider everything toxic or woke or something like that. All right. That's about it. Y'all know I don't like to really talk about politics on this channel, but I did want to just bring up that just because I thought that was pretty interesting to talk about. Oh my god, I shut myself off. Let's take that off. I see you there. What's up, that PlayStation gamer? Yeah, I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah, I just that's what I did. All right, we shut down, but we do it for sake of not arguing, right? I don't know. I think we argue and shut. It's like we get the worst of both. We shut down the other side and we continue to argue. So it's like we totally shut down the other side and then we yell at the rooftops why the other side is wrong. It's like we get the worst of both things. It's not that we can just shut it down and move on. We have to shut it down and then argue against a straw man argument, right? It's not even like the argument. It's really weird how we do it. So yeah, I finished Fist on X. Ooh, nice, Rouster. That's how Rouster gets all those achievements, y'all. I fully intend to spend my whole night watching the show. Then I realized, okay, caring and empathy is needed in some of those combos, and it definitely isn't there. Exactly. Alice, the US has become a hot mess. Or was it always a hot mess? That's what I would say. I think it was always a hot mess. It's just so now you're older and you're able to understand it better. It makes sense to accept all different people because they want to cater to as many people as possible, and that means more money. Exactly, Rouster. Where purple go? I'm sorry, y'all. Care and envy. This is why I don't talk to people. I haven't unlocked those. Y'all are crazy. This is up and chill, and I'm gonna need that playlist, homie. No worry, it's just there. All right, I'm gonna post a link if y'all want to jump in and talk about anything that I brought up. I thought I had enough content to go full hour, not quite, But yeah, I just want to. I don't think I show games enough and why I'm excited. I don't think I talk about investing enough and why I'm excited about certain companies. And I don't think I talk about current events and my actual opinion on them. All right. So here we go. If you want to jump in, go ahead, jump in. Those combos. Never let anyone talk, just over talk them and call them names. That's the American way. That PlayStation gamer. Oh geez. I honestly I like what Johnny Depp said. The world is the same, the people just keep changing. Yep, they do. In the army we used to have a saying. The army is always the same. The faces are the same, the attitudes are the same, just the names are different. And I actually believe that. I think throughout history we've argued about the same things. And it's not till you kind of get over, like, you'll hear me often say, like, I agree to disagree, right? Because look, I'm not going to change your mind. I'm not here to change your mind. The Persian poet Rumi has a saying. I'm going to paraphrase it because it doesn't translate the same if you do it verbatim. But he goes, once when I was young, I thought I could change the world. Now that I am older and wiser, I realize that I can only change myself. Right? You can go look it up if you want to see the exact way he phrases that. But I definitely, like, I first, read that poem. It's a poem he wrote 25 years ago. And the older I get, the more and more I find myself gravitating towards that. So with that, got our first guest. So excited. Lo-Fi, what's going on?
Whoa. Hey. What's up?
What? Yeah. Lo-Fi, I can hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, what's up?
Not much. Let me
What's
turn
up,
down
chat?
this music. Turn down this music, we're just jamming. So what's going on, Lo-Fi?
Not much. I was checking out those trailers. Those look like some good games.
Yeah, I tried to do. Did you see Valiant Hearts?
Yes. I look forward to that.
It
That
came out
first one was
today.
really
Came
good.
out today.
Did you play the one with where you could do like the adventure with the dog?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, I never did that part.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that game.
I remember there was a little part in the game, but they like had a whole little like extra downloadable content for it.
Yeah, no, I played everything. Like I got the game where it was the complete adventure, and my goodness, what a tearjerker of a game!
Yeah.
Dude, the ending of that game is like what?
The only part that sucks for me is that it is Ubisoft.
Why? Why don't you don't like Ubisoft? Oh, because
Yeah, I don't do Ubisoft anymore.
I like it. It's Ubisoft Montpellier.
Yeah.
And I really like that studio. Like I like what they do.
Yeah, for sure. And Indica's supposed to be coming out soon. You showed that trailer last week.
Yeah, Indica's coming out. Yep, Indica's another one. I try to show what's coming out. Like I try to show a little bit of everything for everyone. I still have a couple next week that I'm lining up. But what do you think about February 22nd, Lo-Fi? Or March 22nd?
March 22nd.
We got
March 22nd.
3 banger of a games coming out.
In one day?
One day.
Oh.
In no particular order. Dragon's Dogma 2.
Mm-hmm.
Rise of Ronin.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Princess Peach. All of them coming out.
On the Switch.
Princess Peach is coming out on the Switch. Yep. 3 games.
Wow. That's not too far off.
Yeah, I don't know. I am drinking. I just started drinking this stuff. I don't know why, but was like at we have 7-Elevens up here, so I was there and I was like, okay, I'll try it, and now I'm hooked.
You're like, yeah, I'll take a. Have you heard of bottleless water?
No, I've not heard of bottleless water.
I'd like to sell you
Oh my
some
god.
bottleless water.
Well, that's what I buy this stuff. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's like I'm hooked.
It's liquid death.
It's liquid death.
It's liquid death. I don't know what to say about it.
Like, you should see. I feel like
Show the can. Maybe you'll pick up a sponsorship.
Liquid Death. This one is one of my favorite show. It's Rest in Peach.
Does it come from Flint, Michigan?
Yeah, it's only 30 calories. You should see my house. I feel like I'm a young 20-year-old like who's just downing monsters, like because these cans are like everywhere. It's like water.
It looks like you're like
water.
Like Perp, we need to have an intervention. It looks like a bunch of beer cans around.
Yeah, exactly. It's just water. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I know he's not. He's not guys. But Michigan, I heard that. I heard that one.
I'm addicted to water.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I've been doing the liquid death. Yeah, I don't know.
Is there a flavor that you like?
There's a couple. I think that one. I like that one. There's a melon one. Like I said, it's peach.
Oh, this is peach.
This is peach. But they have a couple other ones. They have one that's like what is it called? Tea with lemon, like Arnold Palmer. They have something that's like that. They have one that's tea. They have a lot of different types. But yeah, I'm not. Look, I get excited about Capcom. If you got money, go spend it on a share of Capcom. Liquid Death is literally, I don't know.
It's a thing.
This is my avocado and toast, okay? I don't know. This is why I will not become a billionaire, because I spend money on because of Liquid Death.
Yeah. I mean, they make there's like free water, but you're like, I'm gonna buy this can of water. I'm gonna sell you some bottleless water one day. And,
yeah. I do box water. So mango's good too.
Oh,
Alice, she has good taste. Yeah, I don't know who's behind these, but
have you seen these? Okay, here's one thing. Okay, and I'm sorry to anybody that has one of these, but I feel like it's a scam and a half. The scented water bottle things. Like you put your own water in it, and then it's got a scent, and it's supposed to be like it's flavored when you drink it. What? You just add a scent to your bottle.
This is something that would get me because I love water.
Right, like, water's great.
I feel like I need it to survive.
But scented water, like I'm sorry.
I don't know. Scented? Does it taste?
It's supposed to make it like because I don't know.
So I'm one of those.
It's a scam, is what I'm saying.
You're like, it doesn't work. So I'm one of those types that I actually, when I go to work, I'm like, I chop up fruit and put it in the water.
Sure. Infused. Yeah.
Like I do that. So like when you're telling me like, I don't have to chop up fruit.
Oh, but that actually sounds delicious.
Tea in mason jars. Yeah, I'm all that. I am all of that. y'all are learning too much about me right now. But yeah, I am a sucker for water gimmicks. Like
I think Bet was trying to say that that's a Southern thing. Tea in mason jars.
Tea in mason jars. Collard greens.
Or is that? Oh, that's Ray saying that. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Ray saying it. But it is a we you can use a mason jar for a lot of things.
For a lot of things, they're great for tea.
Yeah. Great for tea. Great for. I mean, there's like a whole Etsy page I have. Not Etsy, Pinterest.
There's so many crafts that people make out of it.
So many crafts on Pinterest with mason jars. Like those chicks are way like. They took Girl Scouts super serious. Like I'll say it like that.
They turned it into a career.
Like they like I didn't do that. Oh my goodness. But so yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Just been doing that, you know.
Yeah.
Uh but Lo-Fi, if you want to hang around a little bit longer, we got another guest, so I want to get him. But if we're gonna be here for another 40 minutes or so. So if you want to come back
If I
on,
see you got an opening, I'll pop back in.
yeah, no worries. All right, sounds good.
Yeah, I'll message you
All right. Yep.
also. So
Or if you want to say, and you can just send me a private chat and I can get it, or Discord. Either way.
All right.
All right. Sounds good. All right. With that said, we heard from this next guest earlier and from last week. So returning, it's that PlayStation gamer. What's going on?
Not much. God damn it. What the hell's with the avatars on the stage? It does not want to work for me today. Or ever.
No. Oh no.
It just shows a blank screen, but whatever.
Well, we can do this. Let's do this. Let's take my little overlay off, and therefore we can get your name at least. There we go.
Heck yeah. So I don't know what I really want to talk about, but because I don't want to get upset anyone, but can we talk about fake wokeness?
Fake wokeness. Okay. No, it's any topic you want to talk about.
I just feel like with companies like Sweet Baby Inc., I just want to ask the question: what the hell do they do?
So Sweet Baby Inc. So y'all, I will update checks. I don't think they were on Cowboys channel that day. Sweet Baby Inc. is a consulting firm that particularly consults on the narrative part of games, the storytelling part of games. And they do a lot of things. So if you have a certain culture that you're trying to write about, they will help write about that. If you want someone to help write your games to make it exclusive, to make it exclusive, meaning to make it more
Progressive.
for everyone. Yeah, progressive is probably not the right word. I would probably say just for everyone. There's been a lot of outcry sometimes between games where you may have female characters, but they're not really written from a female point of view. They would come out and support that. And
well, apparently, from what I understand, they were kind of the pushers for Haley in Spider-Man 2 to have that Death Girl quest. That was the side mission there. I thought that was pretty cool, but for some reason, people didn't like that. Or Miles being really the main character besides Peter. I don't know. I feel like we are living in weird ass times right now. Everything is hyper politicized. A black character in a game can't be just a character in a game anymore. It's no, you gotta be the first black character on the cover of a video game, or you gotta be the first female who hasn't been in a straight relationship. It's can we just stop doing this shit? Because it's kind of getting infuriating. It's
infuriating.
Well, it's because you see companies like Disney too, sit there and go, oh, we have the first on-screen gay kiss. I'm who the hell cares? Come on. Don't get me wrong, to a point, I get why it's there, but it's at some point we have to stop, bringing it up because it's just blended in now these days.
Well, maybe that should be the feedback. I think so. I hear you. The one thing I would say is for it's been relatively recently, some of these communities have even been recognized. So I don't know. To me, it's if the story is cool, right? If it makes sense, it doesn't bother me, but I can understand why you're probably just hey, I want to get past the first. And
yeah, let's get past this first wave and let's start blending into our media instead of being pointed out every time. And I see some people in the chat having some fun over there. What is it, the first girl and girls kiss asking for a friend?
Yeah, that's Simpleton. He likes to go dancing a lot. That's what we'll say.
Heck yeah.
He meets a lot of people.
Dance is fun. Good exercise. But yeah, just I also feel a lot of people are just they're jumping down this company's throat for whatever reason they could think of. I mean, can we all just admit Suicide Squad was going to be a bad game no matter what?
I just read something that it was maybe not as bad as people made it out to be. I don't know. It's
I
not
think
my. I'm not a
I do think that there's some truth to that because I think a lot of people are just too attached to superheroes, like Batman. Batman getting XXX, if you know what I mean. People are like didn't like that. I was trying to avoid saying a spoiler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job. No, good catch.
But it's like, what did you expect in a game called Suicide Squad Kill the Is League? I mean, come on. It's like, but they all get upset because, like, oh, Wonder Woman's the only one who got a heroic death. I'm like, yes, because in the context of the story, she's the only one that actually helps out the Suicide Squad. Everyone else is corrupted. It's weird.
So you're a fan of it, or not a fan of it?
I am. It's kind of like with The Last of Us Part 2, in my opinion. It's like, there's things in it I like, but the way they executed them could have been much better.
Cool. Well, for those who may be playing the game, we're not going to ruin it too much, but all right. So, no, I hear it. So,
well, it's also like a Last Jedi for me as well. It's like a lot of people really hate that movie. I'm like, yeah, I hate this movie, but there's stuff here I kind of want to see expanded upon. Instead of focusing just on the Skywalkers and the Palpatines and all them, like, maybe focus on the greater universe. In a galaxy far, far away, I like to imagine someone could hold a lightsaber who isn't just blood related to Rey.
So you should let them know that.
Exactly. Last Jedi
was terrible. Simpleton is holding nothing back.
For the record, Simpleton, I am not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying there was potential there. There was something that could have been done with it.
Yeah.
But like that's I feel like that's the thing that gets lost on people because they just want the same thing they've always had. Oh, I just want the same story I've heard 100 times. Like, dude, at some fucking point, this shit gets boring, okay? How many times am I going to see guys with magic wands sit there and freaking, kill the bad guys? I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I want the bad guy to win. So then when the good guy wins, it feels like it's more earned.
I like no pros in streams for Fall Guys. Isabella. Isabella's one of our Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Really good players. No, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I think that's where I come down to like solid story writing, right? I think just having different people be part of the storytelling and how it pertains to what you just said, or not what we started talking about with Sweet
Baby
Inc.
Well, I feel like with them, it's too much. It's too many. My problem with them is there's too many cooks in the kitchen right now. It's like, you got these people sitting over here saying, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. And it's like, okay, are you helping with the coding at all? Are you helping me put this game together? Why the hell are you here then? Go away. Go talk to executives.
Yeah. So one thing I will say is, earlier in the show, we showed a video where Rihanna Pratchett, she's the writer for Tomb Raider. And Rihanna, we actually interviewed Rihanna about 18 months ago. Wow. So she's Shades of Purple alum. And one of the things she said is many times the writers in these video games aren't actually writers. So what you'll have is like, you just said something really profound there. I don't know if you said that, if you knew that, that PlayStation gamer, which is if you're a coder or if you're not a coder, then go do something else. Many times video games are made with the first person in mind is actually the coder. But very few times is it that, are we talking about the coding that brings us to a game, right? A lot of times it's the story, it's the art, it's like that mixture of story and art. But unfortunately, those aren't the people who traditionally get hired. A lot of times those are the people, like that work is like kind of left on the back burner. So you could have an amazing game, but you have like no character development. You have no anything. So the writers are the least likely to actually be employed. A lot of times they're contracted. With that said, who do you think becomes a writer, right? If you look at the people potentially who are going to become a writer, creative writer, versus the people who are going to become like a computer programmer, the demographics you probably already have. Like if I said, hey, go to a creative writing class, you probably have a demographic in your mind. If I said, hey, go to a computer programming class, you probably have a certain demographic in your mind. Over
Yeah.
time, you can kind of see like, hey, if we don't support this, but we know this makes games really cool, and we overly support this, you start to see a certain thing. And Rihanna actually talked about this in video games. And
I think it's just all about that work life. It's all about that balance, to put it best.
Yeah,
It's just like you
it's
gotta
a balance.
you can't lean one way and then expect the other way to be like just okay with it. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Also,
you gotta. It's a balance. It's a balancing act for sure.
and also, let's just be real. I'm sick of people saying, "Oh, gamers are freaking bigots." I don't care if you're trans. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're somewhere in between all that. I just want you to just be a decent human being and treat people with respect. And don't call me a selfish bigot because, men and women both appeal to me. Not all gamers are assholes.
Hey, I've never said any.
I
get what you're saying. I get it. So what I would say is like, I think, as I always say, as long as you're a gamer, you're a goat with me. And you're not harassing people on my channel, to include me. That's not you. That's for some people in the chat know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think that's why I invite everybody on the channel, and I try to create a healthy community, because it has to start somewhere. And for me, I think a lot of different opinions are welcome for sure, as long as we can have the conversation. And I think it's okay to agree to disagree. Like, I think disagreeing is not saying you TPG, but like, you don't all.
Well, there's just people out there, they don't really want to have the conversation. They just want to be like, no, I'm right, you're wrong, go away. That's literally their entire arguments. It's like, dude, come on. I got a Republican dad and a liberal grandma. You know what we don't do at Thanksgiving? We don't bring up politics, because we know one of them's going to start yelling at each other, and we don't like that. We're sitting here trying to eat our turkey, and they're just sitting there arguing about Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Two old men that, at the end of the day, I don't even know if they know where they are.
Hey, I don't, like I said, I try not to bring too many.
Well, I know. I'm sorry if I got to politics.
No, you're good. I think for me, that's why you were on Cowboy. Maybe you were. I think you were. Maybe you weren't on Cowboy Show on Monday, and FCAT actually brought it up, and so I just wanted to give.
Oh yeah, when FCAT brought it up, I was like, I want to say this right now. I didn't leave it because they were talking about Sweet Baby Inc. It's like, if I want to talk about Sweet Baby Inc., I don't want to have to sit there and argue with like 20 other people about it. Like, I just want to get my opinion out and just mute my mic then.
Yeah, no, I think, like I said, for me, y'all are ridiculous. In the chat, I'm just looking at the chat. No, I think like I just want to get it out, like for me personally, how I feel about it, and how other parts of the country, how other parts of the world probably deal with disagreements and us. That's why I brought it up. And I think my whole point of it was that this is not a new phenomenon. I think throughout history, people have disagreed. Throughout history, people have been really negative to each other. And if you look at the times of pure prosperity, I guess let me bring up another saying that Sun Tzu said this, and he goes, "If you want peace, plan for war. If you want war, plan for peace." And I think that's really like interesting, right? Meaning like you're gonna have to fight to have the peace, right? Because people want to eventually war, but at the end of the day, once the war is over, you still have to go back to stuff. And so for me, it's like always leaving that back door open. Like, if I get in a huge argument with you, is it going to be like, do I want to sit down with you and talk to you? Probably not. Like, so why don't we just like start putting in things in place now, so that like, hey, it's cool to disagree, let's just be respectful. And I think most people agree with that. Like, like when you say that, people are like, yeah, we all should respect each other. Yeah, and so if that's how we all feel, then we should say that. And that's what I guess that's why I wanted to just say why I brought it up, is that I think it should be said enough, and hopefully it can rub off on the other people.
Well, yeah. And let's just also be real. Video games have always been progressive because you know why? I don't see a bunch of Republicans sitting there in a basement with each other programming a game and not going outside like, well, I want to play some sports. Like, you have to inherently be a little progressive. Be like, well, this thing that's not normal for our culture and a lot of people hate, I kind of want to do that now.
He said, it is what it is. But yeah, that's how I feel about
Bet cloud gaming. I'm offended. Can I speak to the manager? She's right
it.
here.
All right, and sitting in a basement and a programmer.
Oh, hey, well, you know what? Yeah, TPG's always wrong. Just remember that too. Unless let's talk about The Last of Us. I'm always right.
This guy.
Endure and survive, baby.
That is that PlayStation gamer. Like I said, we can all agree to disagree at times, but we can also all agree on certain principles, and respect is the ultimate one we should live by.
Exactly.
You are an
as long as you leave with a smile, that's my policy. As long as I can make you smile, there's something good going on.
You're doing awesome, TPG. So no, you're always welcome here. You know that. So,
right. So thank you for having me on. I'm going to go play some Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because, good lord, that game is too long. And then I got Rise of Ronin coming up.
Yeah, Rise of Ronin. So
and Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush, Rise of Ronin, and what is it? Stellar Blade? April?
Maybe Stellar Blade. I don't know.
Maybe Stellar Blade. Okay. So
I don't know about that one.
A lot of cool games.
Hell yeah.
All right.
You guys have a good day. I will go play some games.
All right. Thanks for coming by, TPG. Hey, y'all, that is That PlayStation Gamer. Yeah, you can find him under That PlayStation Gamer. Always a cool dude to talk to. And just as you can see, he gives you his opinion. And that's what I love about it. Really a blast to get him and Kubini going at the same time. And when I say a blast, better watch out. But yeah, so Diablo 4 coming to Game Pass the day before my birthday, March 28th. Nice, Rouster. So are you going to play it on Game Pass? I think Diablo, I don't know. I don't know. I played it and I spent 140 hours last year in Diablo. And I liked it. But I don't know if I can go back into it. I played all the stories I wanted to play. Hey, Rudix, what's going on? I don't have a PlayStation. Darn, I'm 3 to 5 years behind. No, you aren't, but you got cloud gaming. You're 3 to 5 years ahead. You think we... Oh my god. Yeah. Roster and Crow. The thing I think is funny, Crow, is you... Ever since the game initially launched, you've always said it's gotten worse, but you continue to play it to prove that it got worse. Oh, I like that. I like that. Hope you're doing well, Rudix. Hope you're doing well, Rudix. We're just talking different games and stuff, stuff we're excited about. Also, between now and next week, March 10th is coming up, which if you didn't know is Mario Day. So Mario Day, how cool is that? Super cool. Because I'll try to roll credits, but I don't like the play forever. No, it does have a campaign. That's what I like about it, Simpleton. That's why I can't play it again. But with coming back, Simpleton, what's going on? Not Simpleton. Lo-Fi, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
I said Simpleton. I was like, that's not Simpleton.
Man, I'm tired of woke gaming too.
You're tired of woke gaming?
I'm tired of woke gaming.
Okay, what are you tired of?
I'm just tired of it. I'm only sleep gaming from now on.
He's tired of woke gaming. He wants to sleep gaming.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that.
Also, I had, have you ever thought lasagna is just spaghetti flavored cake?
Whoa, this is deep. This is like you're in true form right now. Lasagna is spaghetti flavored cake.
I mean, yeah. Just spaghetti flavored cake.
I mean, is a certain spaghetti. For sure, certain spaghetti. like if it is, what is the meat sauce called? What do we call the meat sauce? spaghetti meat sauce. I can't think of the name, but I could definitely see that. But I
Yeah.
can't see like a carbonara or something like that. Do not egg him on at this moment. Okay?
I know what I want for
He
my
is
next
out
birthday
there.
party.
He is out there right now. Lo-Fi has went to another level, y'all. Hey, Squids, what's going on? Spaghetti flavored cake.
Yeah. I mean, I just
potentially, or potentially, have you ever thought cake is sweet flavored lasagna?
Well, have you ever thought about like clapping is just slapping yourself over and over again when you like something?
Clapping is slapping yourself, just high fiving yourself.
Just
You're just high fiving.
I don't even know how what our brains did to say, you know what? I'm gonna slap myself.
Like, that's a good point. Like, why is clapping a thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pasta one, ice cream cake. I see what you're trying to, and Squids is in the house.
Squids. He can vouch for it. It's spaghetti flavored cake.
Yeah, I think you're right. I have nothing to push. I have nothing to push back on this. I think you're right. Lasagna is spaghetti flavored cake. I can see it. I mean, I don't think anybody's disagreed with it. You know what I mean?
No.
How did we get here, Abby? That's Lo-Fi. Of course we got here.
How did we get here?
But it does bring up an interesting point. It does bring up an interesting point. Man, I'm hungry. Like, this always happens because I stream at this time, so I don't eat. Like, I come straight from work or I'm doing something, so I'm like, I'm not gonna eat yet, and then like I forget to eat in the day or at night. But right now, when we talk about food, like, I'm always hungry, so when I stream, I actually don't eat before I stream, and
right. That's what, to me, stream nights when I know it's leading up to it. There's nothing better than pizza. It's just some takeout or whatever. Boom.
Pizza.
Pizza.
What's your favorite pizza flavor, Lo-Fi?
Oh, that's tough. That is tough. If I had to just pick one, I'd go pepperoni.
Yep, you got to.
Yeah.
I don't understand. My mom doesn't like pepperoni on her pizza.
What?
I know. I kicked her out the house.
Yeah.
I said, get out the house. Pizza is not a meal? What? I threw my pen down with that comment, Rudix. How is what? It is a meal. It has like 4 or 5 different food categories in one. It's in the shape of a food pyramid. It's literally in the shape of a food pyramid.
It's the shape of the pyramid, yeah.
It's like, looks like that because it's a whole balanced meal.
You could get all 4 food groups maybe on a pizza.
I didn't even know there was 4. But
I don't know how many there is. I just threw a number out there.
Yeah, I think there's so you can literally do that. Like, I know you can get dairy, bread, tomatoes, which tomato's a fruit. Tomato is a fruit, so we're gonna say fruit.
I'm with you.
You can get your grain because grains are like bread. That's what we're gonna say, right? It's like a carb. Yep. You can get like meat. You can get and with anchovies. You can get like seafood and regular like meat.
Oh, you got it all.
Like everything. Get onions, like bell pepper. Like, you could really do that was probably probably the most ridiculous comment we've ever heard Rudix say. Besides that Remnant 2 is not a great game. Probably this is up there with Rudix, classic Rudix, giving hot takes and not thinking through it.
Yeah.
Just giving hot takes. Meat Lovers Pizza. Yeah. That's why they call it Meat Lovers. Because meat lovers love it.
Have you ever had the pepperoni lovers?
Pepperoni lovers.
Yeah. It's
sounds
like
a
a
conversation
layer of
decision.
pepperoni. Then they put cheese, and then they put another layer of pepperonis. It's like boom. Yeah, exactly. I think that took some scientific research to get to that, but they did it and they accomplished it, and I'm a fan of it.
They accomplished it.
Yes.
Is it the same cheese on both the first layer and the second layer?
You know what? That's a good question. You could mix it up. You could do some what's some cheeses? What?
Swiss, American,
Yeah.
cheddar,
Anything that melts, really.
mozzarella. I think they all
Crayola.
melt. Any of the cheeses that melt. If we didn't have one that melted, it probably wouldn't be that.
Have you seen this ice cream? These ice cream sandwiches from Walmart. You can on YouTube. Walmart ice cream sandwiches. They don't melt.
Walmart ice cream. What are they? Then why are they called ice cream sandwiches if they don't melt?
Well, because that's the shape they're in, and that's what they're selling them to the public as. But they don't melt. People are buying them, and then they just don't melt.
Well, there are the people of Walmart is a website, and
that
that makes
accurate.
sense.
An accurate website.
Accurate depiction. I've only been on it twice personally, so
Yeah, it's a journey. I think we could get some lasagna cake at Walmart.
You know what? Top seller next to Patty LaBelle's little thing.
Oh, dude, those Patty LaBelle pies. How did we get here? But those pies.
How did we get here?
Those pies are amazing.
I've only had one. I've never really had multiple pies. Because you want to know what you know what I actually eat? The thing that I eat that's sweet. Because I don't normally eat sweet things that much.
Sure.
But the thing that gives Patty LaBelle pies a run for their money, and this is ingenious, because it's coming around right now. Girl Scout cookies. That's what I usually like. Right now, I'm gonna gain
cookies are good, but
I like
cookies. Pie.
Girl
are you
Scout
a pie person?
I'm not really a pie person.
Oh, okay.
I don't like I like cake, I like donuts, and I like cookies. I don't like pies unless it's a pizza pie.
Pizza pies. Okay, got you.
But you're a pie person, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. Pies. Pies the limit.
Pie's the limit. So what type of pie?
Any kind, but my favorite is chocolate. Yeah, just any chocolate, anything.
Like a chocolate pie?
Just a chocolate pie. I'm cool with that.
What do they do? Is it
Don't ask me. I don't make pies. I just eat them.
Stop asking questions. It's just chocolate pie.
It's just a pie. It's chocolate.
Guys, I go and I say chocolate pie.
See, look at all these pie people. We got pie people.
American pie. No,
that's right. Stand up
stop.
for your
Simpleton
pie.
That is not what we're talking about, Simpleton. I've got cookies here. See, cookies. I like cookies.
Cookies are good.
Actually, this is a conversation Ambi and I had at one time, and I think it goes along the same lines that we're talking about, sweets and stuff. So do you know what the number one selling cookie is, Lo-Fi?
It's got to be Oreo, right?
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Okay.
Okay.
Because is Oreo more of a cookie or a sandwich?
Ooh.
I actually thought about this one day because I think you're right. We say, hey, the number one cookie is Oreo, but shouldn't we say the number one sandwich is Oreo?
Could it be considered like a wafer? No,
it's two cookies.
It's two cookies.
It's two cookies and cream in the middle. That's a sandwich.
So if you could get them without the cream, cookies.
That's cookies. But because Oreo is a sandwich. We say, but we call it a cookie, but it's actually multiple cookies.
You know
into
what's
a sandwich.
disappointing is that I just now saw it. I was at the store and I noticed. I was like Oreos, and then there was the thins, and I looked at the thins, and I always thought the thins were like reduced fat or something, but it's like no, they're just thin.
They're just thin.
They're just regular
still
Oreos.
fat. They're still
just
fat,
have,
but they're thin.
They just
That's
have
deep.
less. Yeah, I was like, what? Mind blown.
Mind blown. But yeah, I think it's been some fancy marketing because we don't want to say, oh, we have the #1 selling sandwich, so we call it
yeah.
like hey, Nabisco, #1 selling sandwich, but it's not a real thing. Like I actually stopped in the grocery store and looked at this for a second.
Okay, if you're Santa Claus, would you rather Oreo or chocolate chip cookie? I'm gonna tell you, I'm going Oreo. I'm Santa. I'm going Oreo.
You're going Oreo?
Yeah. Have you seen TikTok and all the weird? I'm watching my mouth, but the weird stuff that people make. If I'm Santa Claus and I'm climbing into every house,
you want it done. You want straight up Nabisco. You don't want people making their own cookies.
I don't want to eat people's weirdness. If I'm Santa Claus, there's a lot of weirdness. Especially kids are helping and man.
Set the cookies to the side there. The sandwiches, set the sandwiches to the side.
Put the sandwiches.
Just put the sandwiches on the side so you can come get them.
Yeah. I don't even want the cookies. Give me the sandwiches. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, I think. See, I like chocolate chip. Here's the thing about chocolate chip cookies versus Oreos.
woke desserts.
Does snacks and dessert names differ because of? Yes,
I was joking, but I'm with the whole like everything these days is like over politicized and over capitalismized and like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we need to have more conversations about chocolate chip cookies versus Oreos. I think this.
I'm with that.
You know, like I would. That's what. If there was someone who had a platform like that, I'd be like, they're going places.
Can I ask the chat? If you are Santa Claus, what are you doing? Are you eating weird cookies? Or are you eating Oreos? Which ones are you wanting to sit there? Who's getting the lump of coal for giving you the wrong thing? See, regular cookies or Oreos?
I can only eat. See, here's the thing. I can only eat one chocolate chip cookie. Like when I eat a chocolate chip cookie, it's like, oh, like it's good, but it's like I can only eat one. Like, and I don't even like I can
Oreos.
Eat,
There's always room for like one more.
Yeah, you can always keep going with
one more in there.
Yeah, it's literally like I can have several of these sandwiches. Like I'm gonna make it a thing. Okay, we're gonna start calling Oreo sandwiches.
So you eating your sandwiches?
Yeah, I'm eating my sandwiches, right? And I can definitely go in on that. But that cookie, it sits with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's no escape. It's bloating.
Dessert makes you weak. No, I did. Who said it's dessert though? We're talking about a sandwich. It's like the main course.
Yeah, you're Santa Claus.
See, Rudix keeps saying, he says these things all the time. He says remakes are the same as remasters. He says the remnant stuff. He says pizza's not a really good food. He just says things. Rudix literally just says things. it's like there goes that Rudix again saying things.
If I'm Santa, I want protein, fats, and carbs with some caffeine.
What? What is that even? Was that like a coffee cookie?
At every house?
Hey, Neil's here. Welcome.
What up, Neil?
We're just talking. We're talking. Who are we going with? Mr. Urban World is going to take a cookie cake. Cookie cake. I don't like Oreo because it tastes too dark. Whoa, that's deep.
Whoa.
Oh, that's deep. We're not going that deep.
Try the thin.
Cookies aren't real. It's all big conspiracy with the FDA.
Yeah, well, they're not cookies. They're sandwiches. We've covered this.
They're sandwiches. This is the thing. Like we said, like no, if we said like, hey, who had the number one selling sandwich? No one would be like, oh, I want the number one selling sandwich. So they slapped it.
Oh.
This is actually getting to what I'm saying.
Crow's demanding a poll in chat.
They want a poll. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I
What
can.
are we polling? Oreos versus cookies? Or sandwich versus cookies? Let's poll sandwich versus cookie first. See what the chat thinks. Are they with us on the sandwich thing? It's a sandwich, it's not a cookie.
Okay, let's see if I can do this.
Is what we're getting at here. First. That'll be the first poll.
Sandwich or cookie? So what is the first poll?
Are Oreos a sandwich or a cookie?
I mean, I think that. Yep. All right, y'all. This is actually for science. Really want to get your opinion on this. See how much work we have to do.
Oh, wait, that question makes no sense, Perp.
Why does it not make sense?
Are Oreos a sandwich or a cookie? Yes.
No. Oh, there's not two answers.
It's both. It's gonna be. Is it a sandwich or a cookie? Yes.
Oh.
Is it a sandwich or a cookie? No.
Oreos. Let me redo this. Let me redo this one. I just noticed that. Okay. Start a poll. Oreos. Let me just do that.
What cookies have you been eating?
There we go. We have we have the there we go. I think that one makes sense, right?
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think both from a y'all know where I stand on this.
Ooh,
like
this
I
is
think
brutal.
there's only one answer to this because literally it's in the name. It's like, is a slice of bread or not? You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm with you.
You know?
Oh, you don't have to convince me. It's a sandwich.
It's
a sandwich.
I don't. How are y'all saying it's a cookie? It literally is two cookies combined.
You know what, Perp? This is what I say. Like, these guys are crazy. Okay, this is what happens. If you come on the Perp show and you refer to Oreo as a cookie and not a sandwich, she just hangs up on you. Just click.
This is
right in the middle of it.
Ridiculous. It's literally two cookie. It cannot be a cookie. It is two cookies. It is two cookies with cream in the middle.
Sandwich.
It's a sandwich. 100% a sandwich. There's no like I could understand maybe if you're like, hey, it's one thing with cream, but it's literally the definition of a sandwich. I don't want to break the system, Jeff. We already saw what happened with Google Gemini when they asked it questions. I think this question would break it. Oreo is a brand of sandwich cookie consisting of 2 cocoa biscuits or cookie pieces with a sweet food. It was introduced by Nabisco. Yes, so it's a sandwich. It's a sandwich. You don't need to.
How does that even make sandwich cookie?
Like
you
that
need
doesn't
multiple cookies to make the sandwich.
This is why I don't believe in chat. This is why you don't ask AI stuff, because it gives you AI answers. That's an AI answer.
I'm losing my mind, Perp.
This is an AI answer.
It's a sandwich.
My goodness, 64% of people are saying it's a cookie. Y'all are ridiculous.
Well, 64% of the people are crazy.
2 cookies. Oreo couldn't be more cookie than that. I could understand if I said something. Is it Oreo cookies or a sandwich? Maybe I would say like, okay, I can kind of see where y'all are wrong.
Yeah.
It's literally a sandwich.
Have you ever seen an ice cream sandwich?
I have seen an ice cream sandwich. And we don't call it ice cream. We say it's an ice cream. We say it's an ice cream
That's what
sandwich.
I was getting at. Thank you.
It's making me. It's a biscuit. Cookies have chocolate chips. See, Holtz is starting to think. At
Now there's
least,
biscuits involved.
see, we need a translator, Holtz. Like, let's tell. This is an English channel, not what you speak. Gosh, silly people from England speaking foreign languages.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. But yeah, so I believe like Nabisco makes.
I'm starting to question if I speak English. I don't know.
I don't. Compared to them, why would anyone want to watch another show at 8 p.m. instead of this? I'm just telling y'all. It's 2/3 of the chat is saying a cookie. This is y'all are also. I guarantee you this, Lo-Fi, about this group here. They're also the same people who believe breakfast is the most important meal because someone told them that. Someone said breakfast. Someone told them it's a cook. You know, before long, they're gonna start calling me woke because I called it a sandwich. This is what happens. They're like, "Don't take my childhood away." Oreos were always cookies when I was a kid. That's what happens, and it's like.
You're telling me Frosted Fruity Pebbles aren't the most important part of the day?
I'm saying that I think it can be. It depends on who you are. It can be. I'm not saying it. I'm not going to make a declared statement that it absolutely is.
Speaking of which, Fruity Pebbles are an amazing ice cream topping. If you've never tried that,
Try that. Try that. Try that. So Lo-Fi, the chat is saying cookie. What's our other poll that we had?
Okay, what I think it was I don't know, they screwed us over.
They screwed us over.
They've all mutinied against us.
They screwed us over. Were we saying a pizza? Was it a pizza flavor? They screwed us. They screwed us over. No more polls for y'all. No more polls. So, anyways, who's buying Dragon's Dogma? Jeff getting us back on topic here. But yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to think of these people anymore. They're all like wrong about stuff. Favorite pie, maybe that's what it was. Pie, or what did we say? Let me ask. I think I know a poll question.
Oh.
As we talk about Dragon Dogma, I'm actually buying Valiant Hearts, as I said. Here we go. Pie, cookie, cake. What was the other one? Donut. Everyone forgets donut. Everybody forgets donut. It sounds more safe for democracy. No polls.
That's it. Put a poll up. Ask if we're gonna do it. Do you like polls?
Do you like polls? I will ask you a poll for a poll. Yeah. So I don't know.
No, it looks like some good games are coming up, and
we talked about
PC,
console, PC, PlayStation. Like we said, we have some great games. You know, we showed, if you want to go back in the beginning, so it showed 6 different games, and any of those excite you? Any of them will you be playing? Lo-Fi.
I want to try out the Contra thing, but I'm guessing that's. What platform is that going to be on?
That's on all platforms. So if y'all did not know, we showed Contra earlier. It's definitely going to be super fun. It's local co-op, so I guess that would be for you and Shorty to play. But yeah, you can demo it right now on any platform as well as PC.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's super cool.
I'll have to check it out. Still need to check out the demo for Indica.
The moon is not real. Vet coming in hot that the moon is not real. Let me think about that one. Define moon and define real.
Remember there was a company that was gonna like put their logo on the moon with like a laser. Wasn't that like Rolling Rock beer or something?
I can't remember.
It didn't work out, whatever it was.
I don't know if anybody could do that. So the chat is saying they like cake. I agree with it. So you got the least one.
No, go ahead. Cake. They said they
said
like cake.
They like cake. One person likes pie. No one likes,
okay, pie. Yeah.
No one likes donuts or cookies.
Oh, dude, let's talk about donuts. These guys don't know about Shipley's.
Shipley donuts are the best. You already know.
They don't even know. There's nothing to really compare it to.
Look at Neil being super witty. That British humor, man. These dudes taking Holtz on for the witty. Who is this? Holtz, Rouster, all of them. All these people always have these like witty comebacks.
This is what happens when we're woke.
We're awoke for sure.
We're awoke when we're awoken.
So we got a cake and a donut group. I agree. I actually like them all. Actually like them all.
Yeah.
I like them all. They all have a place and not a place. But I like that. Look at that.
I got a poll for you. Cookie or biscuit?
Cookie or biscuit?
No.
Anytime I hear biscuit, I think of this little kid who
I think it's Pillsbury Doughboy.
And this will be the last one. We'll write it like a Supreme Court case. Cookie v. biscuit.
Ooh, nice.
But yeah, so that's, like I said, I'll probably be jumping into Valiant Hearts today because I bought it day and date. So if y'all did not know, Valiant Hearts, the second one that was on Netflix Gaming, is now on console. Also, for everybody else who may be wanting to play Prince of Persia, I cannot recommend it highly enough. Next week we have Contra. The week after that, it's really big. Princess Peach, Dogma, Dragon Dogma 2, and Rise of Ronin. So lots of big games coming up. Lots of big games coming up this month. It's actually one of the most busy Marches I can recall.
Good. It's time. It's spring. Kids are getting out for spring break. Summer's coming up. Summer break's coming up. It's time for some games to come. It usually slows down, though.
It usually slows down going into April. April's usually like the least quiet month, but we have actually a pretty big game coming out called Stellar Blade in April. I think the Xbox Showcase. What did you think about the Xbox Showcase, Lo-Fi?
Oh, I saw a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, I thought the partner showcase, I thought it was pretty cool. I think we showed 3 games today that were showcased yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's a cool time to be gaming. So yeah.
Yep, I'm with that. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna get out of your hair.
No worries.
Shout out to everybody in chat. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, what was the results of the? What are we? Are we biscuits or are we cookies?
They're cookies. We got cookies here.
Okay, cool.
We got cookies. Cookie v biscuit. Cookie
Hit
one.
up Webster. Tell him the definition of a cookie.
Cookie and a sandwich. There you go.
That's it.
All right. Thank you all. Later. All right. Take care, Lo-Fi, y'all. Lo-Fi Monk. Lo-Fi Monk. All right, y'all. I'll keep it open for a few more minutes in case anybody wants to team cookie. I agree. I'm a team cookie as well. Biscuit is like biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy. But yeah, for everybody. Oh, what is Remy? I always get nervous when I can't find Remy. But yeah, I'll leave it open for a few more minutes if anybody wants to come on. Anything you want to talk about. Thank you for our guests who came on, both Lo-Fi and that PlayStation Gamer. Also, thank you for everybody else. We went through a lot of conversations today. Just to wrap up, we showed, I think, 6 different games. So showed what I was really interested in. In addition to that, I just realized I need to get my brows done. That's stuff I look at in the camera. But showed 6 different games. Also, we talked about a little bit of news, a little bit of investing news. So if y'all did not know, I'm a huge fan of Capcom. I think they're doing amazing stuff and really excited for a game that they showcased, obviously Dragon Dogma 2 that Jeff brought up, as well as another game that they showcased called, oh my goodness, I keep forgetting the name of it, but it was just showcased yesterday, Path of Goddess. So I think that looks really cool. And we also talked a little bit about some gaming news. We talked about the controversy rising from Rise of Ronin and what that means. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here. And I think I'm going to shut it down now. So thank you all for coming by. I just to let y'all know, I may not be around next week. I will let you know. I will for sure be here Sunday playing Fall Guys. So I think y'all saw a couple of our Fall Guys people coming through the chat. If any of y'all are still out there, we will be playing Fall Guys on Sunday. So I hope to see you there. And for everybody, you're free to come join us whenever you want. But yeah, it's been super fun. And as always, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, this is Purple Haze, and the proof is in the playing. All right, take care, y'all. Peace.